no clue how to start this. I've been gone for a very long time, and I've gotten asked this a lot. What, Moran, where are you, man? Why are you gone? What's wrong with your butt? There's a lot of that going around, you know what I mean? And I have no answers for any of these questions. Quite frankly, I'm embarrassed at how little I've posted, even though I'm in the comments every day, and how much I want to participate. But it's just, you know, life's been difficult. And on top of that difficulty, I got a puppy. And yeah, she's adorable and everything, but I'm filming this during her bedtime. She's asleep right there. And it's 3 a.m. 2:59 to be precise, actually. And yeah. And my main driver to film this, believe it or not, is not the fact that I haven't participated, you know, in this project as much as I wanted. Not the fact that I have, you know, given very little effort in a lot of the things that have been going on in my life. As you can see, I'm in a new place. I painted my wall. A lot of family stuff has happened, and it feels like it's been a couple weeks, but it's been many months since I've actually posted. But I think about you a lot, and yeah, it really has been a rough time. But again, the main reason that I'm filming this is I am in desperate need of new music. I've been driving around a lot, running a lot of errands, and I am so fucking sick of my playlists. And you know, I've been looking forward to Nurture for quite some time. Again, super duper quick disclaimer. If you've only seen my Porter Robinson Worlds video and you haven't seen all the subsequent ones that I've made about Madion, and you know, just stop talking about Porter, like either on stream or otherwise, you'd know that I've become quite a fan of Porter, and I've started to understand him a lot more. And my criticisms in that first video were a bit unfair, because, you know, I really hadn't known much about EDM at that point. But you know, don't badger me in the comments like, you know, before. I know very well that EDM did not sound that way in 2011 or whenever Worlds came out. And I know that EDM has sounded like that since, and it's only because of that. Was it 2011? I don't fucking know, but I'm the time I've done my research, and I've done it extensively, and I've read a whole bunch. But for this video, you know, if you're accustomed to watching my videos, that I usually do plenty of research beforehand. But you know, this is a quarantine album. I've seen it on Twitter. It's a quarantine album, and it's and I'm sure it's an emotional journey. I'm aware of Secret Sky, and I wasn't able to attend. I didn't want to hear the music because I hadn't listened to the album, even though I really wanted to participate. Also, I fucking couldn't, you know? Let's just, you know, say that first. And there's a lot of, you know, just me wanting to experience the music the way that it had been intended firsthand. And I'm aware of Second Sky and how that's gonna happen. Maybe I'll be there for that. But, you know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't terribly excited about this. And I've looked forward to something that makes me feel good. This is very spontaneous. I planned to do a whole bunch of stuff before this, for this video, but honestly, I just want to do it. I just want to listen to new music. I'm in a deep state of bad right now, and somehow I'm gonna get this video out sooner or later. You know, the album came out a while ago, but I hope some of you are still willing to watch this and, you know, keep me company on this musical journey. Perhaps it'd be easier for me to do shorter, like, review style videos rather than reactions. Again, this album is an hour. It's a doozy. Not that it's a doozy in particular, it's just that I hope I had that kind of time. I hope I have that kind of time. 14 songs, 59 minutes. My whole lighting setup is confusing. I got the old camera back. Let's see. First song. Oh, that's an intro track. 1 minute and 34 seconds. Lifelike. Oh man, I'm getting this weird sense of nostalgia. It's like pushing me back into MapleStory for some reason, but in a cool way. And the album cover too. I'm getting good vibes. Man, it's so exciting. I've not heard new music in quite a while. Alright. You guys know that Drake meme? The one with the bro, did you just speak during the intro to the album? That's how I feel like, but I'm gonna talk a lot. I'm emotional. Alright, I'm honestly just ready for the next track right away. Look at the Sky, track number 2. The breathing. I like that. Are we taking a more, alright. Like a more analog feeling too? Not analog, but like recorded EDM rather than, it's all recorded. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Somehow the sounds feel deeper or more sunken. Oh, I used to have lyrics up on here. Look at the sky, still here. I'll be alive. There's a more emphasis on the vocal performance, and it's kind of unaltered. I kind of like that. It's I feel like we're moving past EDM a little bit. Okay. I mean, with Porter, it was always the emotional aspect, less than the production. And I feel like, I mean, in comparison to Marianne, and I feel like that's what we're kneeling for, like what we're kneeling towards. Oh man, these are hitting close to home. Am I gonna cry on the first fucking song? And you can tell I'm not well. The keys have made an interesting way to reappear. Are they even keys? I don't fucking know. Okay, and we're transitioning back into this very Porter sort of like deep emotional grip thingy. Oh man, feeling it fade away is strange. Fuck it. Wow, that was an interesting track. But it's quite it has this energy that it's like willing to recall on a very comfortable past, even from the you know, specifically from the Porter discography, but more from just like sounds that I feel pretty comfortable with. And I feel like that was the intention here. I mean, I'm reading right now that there's this whole Japanese thing going on because he spent some time in Japan. I mean, don't we all spend some time in Japan and, you know, get something out of it? I guess. Not unheard of, but pretty cool. Progressive house, huh? Is this what synth pop sounds like, boys? Doubt it. But I mean, these genius things were never fucking accurate. It's kind of reductive, actually. Anyways, track number 3, Get Your Wish. we're hurrying towards something. Like, I can feel the narrative, and especially these covers that are so like the special covers that each of the songs get. I'm looking at them, and it feels like they get more and more angry, or you know, yeah, we're not hurrying, but we're slowly advancing towards a point. I feel like the song is making me like hold my old self in contempt, or how could I have been so happy having no idea what it feels like now. Man, this album is uncomfortably mirroring how I feel about my life. Alright, fine, I'll get up and move. Fucking, okay. Okay. It's a great reaction video, isn't it? Of me just sitting here like this. Really trying to hold in tears. I feel like I'm being spoken to. I'm not even fucking exaggerating. This is fucking intense. I feel like I want to rhythmically cry right now. I just like cry in like some kind of 3x4, like 3/4, and just like dance. EDM, huh? I feel like every artist should give us a quarantine album. Not that we deserve it or that they owe it to us, but you know, like if you remember Charlie XCX's How I'm Feeling Right Now, a quarantine album is like, I don't know, like basically this whole transformative experience that we all went through of just like having everything change on you, you know, like the whole world has rejected you in some way. And you know, even if everybody's trying to go back and you slowly try to bring things back to normal, it feels like something has fundamentally changed and there is no normal. Maybe there never even was. And this idea being pursued by artists is very, very fascinating. I don't think it's going to get old for quite some time. Charlie's like was one of the angriest things I've ever heard, but like, and it was incredibly messy and super honest, and I feel like it was probably a very difficult thing to make, especially at that point, you know, and I feel like this is, you know, Porter's way of trying to write the same essay. You know, it's like two people have been issued homework, they're both pretty good, and we're just turning out great essays left and right, you know, written by those people. And I need to be reassured that this experience is universal, even though I am horrifically aware that it is. But I need my artists, bro. I never say bro. I don't know why I fucking said that. I need my artists to walk me through this. I don't know. It's just how it's what I want from music right now. And yeah, fuck me. Track number 4, Wind Tempos. Oh my god. There's a sensual feeling of being outside. Man, these string instruments, holy shit. And I feel like plants are being watered. And I've just woken up. And it's anime. And the keys, like it's anxious, but it's, and oh my god, and right then it gets disturbed just a little bit. Oh fuck me. I'm in the atmosphere. I'm in the atmosphere. And water's dripping. Something's coming. And the channel play. Veteranship. Ooh. Hit me. It's the top and then a bottom, like it's like a what? Pow! I'm walking out and there's something. Oh my god. What are we doing? What a fucking track. It pushed me. Yeah, give me the fucking thing. Okay. Could so easily dissipate the atmosphere and just sink you into a moment. And it just feels right. Yeah, I haven't felt this way in quite some time.
It's so holy, it's so holy, so holy. To one out, you dream and I kill you. It's so holy, it's so holy, so holy. To one out, you dream and I kill you. Oh, dream so holy, it's so holy, so holy. Oh, dream again, oh, dream again, oh, dream.
Okay, I feel like I get it. This is good. Oh my god. It's fucking brilliant, is what it is. What is musical veteranship? Alright, let me take you down a bit of history lane. Okay? What the fuck did I just say? Let me take you down. I don't want to take you down. Let me explain to you. There it is. So, the complete ability and confidence to indulge in a musical moment without feeling the pressure of filling it with words. Because at the end of the day, this is music, right? As much as people think it's about the words, but a lot of the time, the instrumental is what carries it. It's 50-50, if not more, towards the musical side. Of course, this is not like it doesn't go across all genres, but a great instrumental without, good production is still sort of listenable. Like, you could even think about like what it sounded like with older albums. Anyways, think about it this way. No quarter era Led Zeppelin, okay? The confidence to be able to put out a song that's this long and, have it just be purely indulgent in the musical moment is quite powerful. And, it's the same way that I felt about No Quarter. It was just like where Led Zeppelin was pushing out music at the height of their radio era, and they just put out a song that's like, what? Quite long, right? I don't know if you've heard No Quarter, but it's some words at the beginning, some, repetitions in the middle, and a lot at the end, but there's a giant musical bridge, and atmosphere is the objective, right? And this is exactly the moment that we've arrived here with Porter, where, we've arrived at musical veteranship. I will die on this hill. This track is a fucking masterpiece. I love it. Not that I didn't expect him to do this, but in fact, maybe on this type of album, I fully wanted something like this, but when you have it, you don't know what you got, and it's overwhelming, but in a fantastic way. And we're 4 songs in, and this recording is 30 minutes long, so I'm gonna chuck it along a bit. Track number 5, Musician. We're back from the break that we were on with wind tempos, I guess. Like, we're right back into the narrative. And there is a narrative. I really think so. How do you? Man, this honesty. It's so fucking simple, but it's like, it is such an interesting way to write music. It's just these paragraphs that have a rhythmic quality to them. Do you know what I mean? It's like not how songwriting works, but somehow it just applies perfectly. I feel like we're approaching this point in the narrative where I'm being like, I'm just experiencing this conversation, whether it's internal or external. But and it feels honestly very close to Porter's life, or just my life, or anybody's life in general, where I feel like at a time where I've put myself in great doubt about what I want to do and what I don't want to do, somebody, like Porter, took the time to be able to reassure himself in a time of horrific turmoil, and to just sort of reinforce the ideas that made him who he is, and use those ideas to push himself up when everything else is pushing him down. So I feel like it's a pretty apt analogy. It's interesting. I might need to do the same. I'm not in a position to do that yet. I don't know when I'll ever be, but I'd like to do that too. Just makes you think, can you? Can anybody do this? Can everybody do this? Can only a few people do it? Lots of internal doubt on this video. I keep forgetting we're listening to music. And, I'm not on BetterHelp. Right off of Musician, we've got Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. That was horrific. Probably not the song, though. Isn't it C? I'm not gonna look this up. It's C. What? It's T too? Oh, it's French? I don't fucking. Ironically enough, on this track, which seems to have been inspired by quite a traditional mode of, classical, I guess, of experiencing music, it seems like all the instrumentation that is coming here is relatively digital. And that really wasn't the case for the rest of at least the beginning half of the album. It's got like this whole analog feeling to it, I guess, and there's a lot more strings and keys which are surprisingly absent, but I want to see where this goes. Man, this is like Flicker. I like it. It's like a musical journey in a type of way, but man, it just feels like this album is just flowing out of him. See, I said I wouldn't research, but my my curious and annoying fucking nature is taking the best of me. Sorry, I just got super curious, but alright, there's not a lot of detail about how, over what length they were recorded and stuff like that. Alright, I can't believe we're fucking halfway. It really is flowing. Up until this point, it's passed me by rather quickly, actually. Song number 7. It's track number 7. I haven't done this in so long. Mother. I have a project named that with a lot of my friends, actually. Okay, so we're done inspecting the inside through all of these instrumentals. No, like the strings and stuff. And now we're out in the digital world, I guess. I don't know. There's two halves, and part of the narrative seems to be over. The drums are strange. It feels like the drums don't belong here, but I love their presence. I love their bombastic fucking energy. They feel like they've been like played. Then again, I've been wrong about, you know, digital instruments. It's quite idealistic, is it not? Sweet, but no, it doesn't always work that way. I want to say that the beginning of the second half of this is weird to me. I guess, because I thought we were going somewhere, but it seems like we're heading somewhere else. I guess I mean, you can't help but predict the direction of, you know, where you're headed if you're in a car, but, you know, if you trust the driver, does it really matter where you're headed? Track number 8, dullscythe. That's how you say that. I'm like 95% sure. This bad boy's an instrumental. I like instrumentals. You don't have to read lyrics on instrumentals. It's like moving laterally, right? Is it? And I get the feeling it's developing around me, and it's like suggestive of something else. It's so unorthodox, but so captivating. The background vocal really does something here. I guess the dullscythe is what's upsetting this melody, in a way, right? I want to theorize a bit. So this melody is being, you know, stripped away of life, but a dullscythe is not letting it die, or it's like it's not really dying because, you know, the Reaper's weapon is dull. And somehow just life finds a way forward. That's interesting. It's a cool concept. If I got it right, if I don't, I'm fucking stupid. Maybe that's what it is, but I mean, it's the design is arrhythmic on purpose, of course, and it's like you just want to like it's, you know, it's taking a risk with experimentation, and that's like really good enough for me. I fucking love that. I feel like Porter is like allergic to not being like sonically pleasing. Like that last part of it is just like, he was like, here you go. This is good. It's gonna make you tingle in all the wrong places. You know, you couldn't take that away from me. Thank you, Porter. Track number 9. Sweet Time. Alright, we're anime again. This dissatisfaction with there being no eternity is not sitting well with me. Eternities which you have are maybe, I don't know. I'm satisfied with the songwriting. It's really simplistic, but what else do you need to convey an emotion other than, you know, that? It works here. Wouldn't work for a lot of other people, for fucking sure, but it works here. Under any other circumstance, I don't think I'd be happy with the songwriting, if I'm being honest. The presentation is getting more and more glossy. I see that. I feel it. So, really all the notes that I have personally regarding where we're headed with the album so far is after we're done introspecting on the self and what we like, what do you want to do, or like, you know, just like these holistic ideas of like planning and who you are and what you stand for and what do you need to do and all that. That's all sorted. So now we're sort of reflecting on, you know, the things that are out of your control or not within the immediate self. And now we're looking at love, we're looking at music. Besides music itself, it is sort of like, again, after Mother, we just go right into experimentation, which is good. It sort of offsets the analog feeling of the first half and offers you like a curious second half. It's really well curated in that order. Songwriting is cool, I guess, for me right now. I feel like it's rather like, I don't know, unusual. But it's unusual in a very unpretentious, unassuming type of way. And I feel like with the package being so filled with tightly packed emotion and journey and all of that with the music, that maybe when it comes to the songwriting, as is the case here, maybe less is more. But I'll reflect more about that in the end. So, all right, track number 10, Mirror. I guess this belongs in the latter half because of how your inner self affects your like external reflection and like how you perceive information. I'm sort of like poker chips all in this album theory. So if I'm gonna be wrong, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna be incredibly upset. Maybe never make another video. I'll make another video. You don't have to worry about me not making videos for you. Because I make them for me just as much as I make them for you. I always wondered how this could happen live. What would you do to it? God, I fucking hope so. So the song made like a 505 out of 504. It's kind of spooky. But... oh, it's not even, it's a 507. I can't fucking see. I appreciate the rhythmic presence of, you know, this whole situation. I want it to move around. And, you know, if I had more space, I'd do fucking more. I'm having trouble with how the first half made me feel and how the second half wants to make me feel. Does that make sense? It just feels like there's a little bit of a gap for me. But deeply fascinated by the entire vibe of the album. It's just this pure, unadulterated, radiating warmth that I feel like was so necessary. So necessary. Track number 11, Something Comforting. I feel like I could sum up my whole thoughts about the album with those two words. Something comforting. Man, it really is comforting. It's comforting to be, you know, rhythmic. It's comfortable to hear these sounds. It's comfortable to drop things. It's just, you just need that. It is such a a simple, like, heart in your hand, as some of us might say, you know, like this. It is so pure. It is such a loving way to present music, to just be so unassuming about it, just give you something in like the purest sense, right? Wow. Man, this is such a brilliant sonic moment. Like, I took the deep breath with him, and like I exhaled just as he was exhaling, and it feels like it just brought me to, oh my fucking god. Like, the song is about getting something comforting, and then it gives you all these like comforting, very digestible things. And then at the end, after, it just made you move around a little bit in your chair because you're a shitty music reviewer and you just sort of bounce around and pass that off as a reaction video. It lets you breathe at the end. It's so simple. It's so fucking good. This is the margarita pizza of music. It's so good. You don't need that much. You need the bread, you need the cheese, you got that fucking tomato sauce, and then you put that fucking basil leaves on top. It's all gotta be fresh in a good, nice wood oven. And you just get something comforting. You're offended that I compared this album to fucking pizza, and you need to touch fucking grass. It's strangely hostile. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's fun. It's music. I no longer take it seriously. I just enjoy it. I take it serious. Oh my god. I don't know. I feel the need to over-explain myself because I know there's gonna be a fucking comment about this. I know they're gonna try to make me feel bad, but you know, I don't care anymore. But I do. All right. Track number 12, Blossom. All right, we're back here. I like this place. I like it when it's instruments. In this specific context of the album, I prefer the more, you know, analog side. Analog sounding side. Okay. I'm just gonna quickly put that heart there. I love how it just goes down so, like, subtle. Oh, that fucking thing! This is Savior Complex Phoebe Bridgers. Fuck, it's good. What is that called? That has to be a thing, right? I'm not gonna look it up. Oh my god. Oh, lift the mask, baby. Yeah, I'm crying. Fuck you. I'm not sorry for crying though.
just want you happy. So at last, goodbye. I'll be happy just to have known you, and we wished each other well.
I don't know why this is track number 12. I guess you know, you don't want this to be a closing note, but you had to have it in there, and there's no real way to put it in the middle. Would have ruined the rest of the album. It's in a good spot. It's in a good spot because I feel like I'm not in a position to, I don't know. I've just been moved into this emotional room now, and now we're in this room. Right now we're here, and you can very carefully extract me out of here. You know, like the only other time I've cried on video was on GP, Death Grips, and that virtually was the end, right? It had like Death Grips 2.0 doesn't fucking count, and they took it off of like vinyl releases. So I want to see what he does to pull you out of this. Just objectively speaking, as a music listener, how do you pull someone out of this room? Track number 13, Unfold. Totally enormous extinct dinosaurs. That's the music thing. Okay. Band? Is that a band? Yeah. Musical act. It's the only feature on the album, at least the only written one. It doesn't feel like there were others. Alright, that's a pretty effective way to pull you out of this room. It doesn't force you out of it, it just sort of yanks your hand out the door. It's easy. Like this feels easy. They make it feel too easy. By far the strongest songwriting, but it's needed. It's very much needed here. I guess Blossom was pretty good too. Blossom was fucking haunting. Oh my god. That's new. That's the way that's done. That was pretty cool. It feels like it's like the construct is falling fucking behind you, man. Alright, so dudes and dudettes, it's a pretty creative way to pull someone out of depression, I'll tell you that much. I like it. This album is at least a 9 out of 10 for me right now, and it's curated fucking perfectly. Even though some things may have seemed out of place, now that we're closer to the end, I can look back and watch the winding road and understand why we had to take the route that we did to come here. And I'm very happy we made it. So without further ado, 1 hour 18 minutes of this being recorded. This video ends up being 20 minutes long. I'll fucking shoot myself. The closer, track number 14. Trying to feel alive. Aren't we all? Because you can be alive without really feeling it, which is currently where I'm at right now. The album just kind of fucking flew by again. Oh no, this is a very easy hour. I've heard 40-minute projects that dragged on twice as long. After the construct's fallen, we've got a world that we're in, or at least I feel like I'm flying through something. Much needed outro. Much needed outro. I've really got nothing to say. I'm just happy. I'm just fucking happy to be here. Man, I mean, it feels like it ended rather abruptly, but that's totally fine. All right. It might be just a problem with Spotify, but I'm gonna just take us into the final leg. I'm gonna take a few minutes and collect my thoughts and just launch you into final thoughts. I feel deeply satisfied with how this album came out. Now, while I knew that I'd enjoy it, I didn't think I'd enjoy it this much, I'll be quite frank, but I did. And to my surprise, I feel like I've been lifted into a really good feeling. Temporarily, but it's really good to be here. It's good to be back, especially in this segment. This one's my favorite. I like being able to look back and, you know, just understand why decisions regarding, you know, music that I like have been made. Now, while it did feel like from the promotion of this album and how it came out or whatever, especially the time that it came out, while it felt like it was a quarantine album, I understand now from reading a little bit that it wasn't intended to be, but due to things being pushed back, it sort of arrived at being that through, you know, songs being changed around and whatever. It's like somebody taking advantage of the deadline being pushed a little bit forward, and, you know, and be like, okay, I'll do this instead. How about, what if this was longer? What if this sounded different? What if I rearranged it? Like, that's really good. Worse artists would have just submitted it again a little bit later. No one would have taken, a few people, a few good ones, Porter being one of them, take the time to curate an experience and sort of emotionally be where they feel like their audience is. And to that alone, just fucking amazing props, right? Hyper unprofessional, but let me just take that off. Yeah. Cleaner now, isn't it? I feel completely amazing. Man, Blossom specifically fucked me up, and I still kind of understand why it did, but it's not an easy thing to be able to push out of that mood and sort of provide the listener with something to not only pull them out, but sort of give them the energy to just cross over the last hurdle into the end of the album and just give you an encompassing experience. And I've talked a lot about musical veteranship, which is what I feel Porter's arriving at here. It is this confidence to indulge in music, in just sound, right? In soundscapes, especially in the first half. I'm gonna say very, very straight up, the first half is my favorite. A lot of what's before Mother is absolutely wonderful. To me, at least as a listener, I enjoy those types of experiences more now, or they're more of what I needed right now. The latter half is more familiar, but incredibly well done. And yeah, musical veteranship is the ability to be comfortable with very little or be able to utilize all your resources to build something very complex and make it look simple, while not being afraid to overindulge and experiment. And I wouldn't have said it was veteranship if it hadn't paid off. I'll be perfectly transparent. But it did. It did pay off, and you get veteranship because of that. It's just being so comfortable in your atmosphere and just being completely in tune with your element and pushing this out, and it's amazing. The winding road of this album leads us to here, and while I saw that there was a first half and a second half, and sort of like the last part of the second half takes a lot of cues from the first half, it's appearing more than that it's like it's a three-parter, where the last 4 tracks are sort of in their own realm, or like the first half and the second half are separate. Inward inspection, outward outward inspection, like into the world, and then you've got this merger that happens where the musical styles sort of like intertwine, and they push out something pretty beautiful. And you know, the other half sort of maintain their own like rules of nature, I guess, and the third half takes advantage of the fact that sometimes there's just no rules, and maybe that's comforting enough. And honestly, I want to take a lot of what I said back. Maybe it's all way simpler than it is, right? And I am so comforted by this idea that to be able to be handed something so simple, so beautiful, so elegantly wrapped, but still have it be like digestible, nice, and profoundly deep at the same time is fucking rare. Like, I remember feeling a lot of the same feelings while listening to the new Abnormal, like with the Strokes. Not that was a quarantine album, but you know, and similar feelings hearing like Charlie XCX is how I'm feeling now, how I'm feeling right now. I don't remember the exact words, but you know what I'm talking about. And I draw parallels to these 2 albums from here, and you know, like Porter said, how do you do music? You fucking become your heroes. And wow, it feels like it. I don't know, 9, maybe 10, but 9. And you know, check out these other 2 and subscribe and be patient with me. I'm putting them out as fast as I can, and I'm putting them out as much as I fucking possibly can, you know? Even though it's very little and far in between, I promise I'm not gonna abandon you. I'm not leaving you alone. I'm here for you. 4 viewers, 4 of you. All 4 of you watching, I'm here for you. And for me too, I'm here for me too. This is good for me. Producing something is maybe what I need to be pushed out of this fucking cycle. See you in the next one.